It's streaming time.
Here we go, live again.
Live again.
Live again.
I can't believe it's already Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. You got anything coming up this weekend?
This weekend, not too much. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend. I know one of Zara's friends wants to play Dungeons and Dragons. Are you a D&D? Right. Did you ever do D&D when you were in Canada?
Of course, there was D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, but I never played it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I've done it in Japan before. I had a group of other teachers who liked to play, but it's very nerdy. For those of you who don't know D&D, you just have a group of people and you all pick a character, and then you play as these characters going on an imaginary adventure. To choose what happens next in the adventure, you have someone who's I'm butchering it for any of you who actually play it, but there's the guy who tells the story. I'm so bad. The master.
The master?
There's the leader who tells the story, and then to decide what happens, that you roll dice, and it's usually a big dice. It's like 8 or 9 sides to choose what happens next in the story. So
it's like a create your own
adventure with a group of people. It's actually usually very fun.
Oh, it looks fun, but I just I couldn't put the time into preparing it because it's pretty intense, right? You gotta there's like books and like
I think it's Dungeon Master. I think it's Dungeon Master because Dungeons and Dragons, right? Dungeon Master
makes sense.
Yeah, so.
You can see that game being played in Stranger Things on Netflix.
Oh, yes. If you watch Stranger Things, you can... Yeah, you see them with the Gorgon... What is it called? The Demigorgon.
Demigorgon.
Demigorgon's the monster in their Dungeons and Dragons game.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, so... Cool, right?
When are you playing that?
Yeah. It's either this Sunday or next Sunday, but I have to check my calendar, but...
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it'll be happening. I can report back on the nerdiness.
I'm keen. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could handle... maybe.
Yeah, I think you could.
Are there beers involved?
Yeah, drinking helps with this kind of game.
Then I'm interested. Hello to those of you.
Yeah.
To those 2 of you that are watching.
we got 2.
3 that are watching.
3, nice.
Good timing, because we are about to get
We're going to get started.
The first thing I'm going to talk about is the F1 party. This weekend is F1 weekend in Singapore, ULC, United Language Center. This school, we are having a party.
Like that? Party.
Yeah. Not really like that.
You can hear the music a little bit, right?
We can hear the music. We can hear the cars. It's a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Lots of beer.
Friendly people.
And we can drink and have fun. Yeah.
So hope to see you then. 6 to 10, right?
6 to 10.
On Saturday.
Yeah,
good.
6 to
closing.
6 to whenever the beer finishes.
Yeah.
That would be the time.
10-ish. Yeah. Good.
All right. So
yeah, but now on to our
grammar.
Your grammar. We have a whole board full of
stuff.
Grammar. So I guess first just like the first example, we have direct and indirect. Usually for students, we're learning direct, right? For the more beginner students, elementary. When you first learn English, you learn the easy questions. Our 5 W's, 1 H. Our who, what, where, when, why, how. Right? And you see the list over here. We have those ones that I think all of our students have seen if they're in elementary or above.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically I just copy what I teach in my morning class. So today we taught direct and indirect questions, how to change from a direct question. If I ask Mark, how old are you?
Yeah.
Mark is my friend. Mark is my colleague. We work together. So if I ask Mark, how old are you? It's okay. We're close, so it's no problem. I can ask him directly. how old are you? But
Yeah.
for example, if I have a new student come, or I meet somebody for the
right.
first time, but I need to
Yeah.
know how old they are, right? I'm going to use
Use this side.
an indirect question.
Yeah,
So
the indirect.
indirect questions basically are just more polite. More anytime in English, direct is okay, of course, if you know the person, but if we're indirect, if we're going around the question or around the subject, it's fine. So, yeah, one rule is basically the longer your sentence, the more polite it is, right?
It might be similar to your language, right? When you're being very polite, it gets longer and longer. You use special phrases to be more polite.
Yeah, even
yeah.
basically like Chinese, I think someone would say like 你想吃什么, right? But maybe my wife would just say 吃什么, eat what, right? So very direct.
So the long one and the short one.
I mean, it's long for me, but I'm assuming there's real.
Yeah.
Like I can't speak Chinese very well, so I would say longer. I'm sure there's longer.
Right.
So the rules are pretty basic. The rules here are pretty basic in terms of changing.
Yeah, just go through those.
Basically, every sentence has a subject and a verb. So, subject, verb, okay? So, basically, an indirect question doesn't look like a question or doesn't follow the question pattern, right? So, a direct question is, are you okay? So, verb, subject, other stuff. Okay, are you okay? All right, whereas here, if we look at the colors, okay, green and red, on this side we need to have red, green. So we actually need to switch the subject and the verb, okay? So could you tell me if you are okay? If you are okay. So a little Christmas board today. Could you tell me if you are? So green, red, green, okay? So verb, subject, verb, okay? Yeah, so basically that's it there. Do you eat meat? Okay, would you mind telling me if you eat meat? Okay, so could you tell me, would you mind telling me, can you tell me, is it okay if you tell me, might you be able to tell me, are you able to tell me? Okay, these are all same meaning, doesn't really matter which one you use. Could you tell me is probably the most common, but you can choose whichever one you want. Okay, so one thing, when we see do or did, okay, we don't bring that to the other side. Okay, we don't bring that to the other side. So, would you mind telling me if you eat meat? Okay, maybe I'm having a barbecue. I want to know if you're a vegetarian or if you eat meat. So I'm going to ask you this question. Do you eat meat? Very direct. Could you tell me if you eat meat? Just a little bit indirect and a little bit more polite. Yes?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that makes sense to you.
For me, hopefully I understand. But for that one, there's the, and we're changing the sentence, so after the if, we're always putting our subject, right?
Yeah, so, and we use if, right? We use if because this is a yes-no question. So if means 50-50. If or whether, same meaning. Whether is a bit more formal, maybe more British. But as an American English speaker, I would use if most of the time.
If,
But I don't know, maybe. Okay. So, did she play golf? Okay, so do, did, does, we don't. Okay, do, did, does. Okay, we don't bring to the other side. All right, do, did, does, we don't bring to the other side. But if this is did, okay, did she play, this verb is past. This verb is past, so we have to say, could you tell me if she played golf? Okay, very important, must add the ed. Okay, actually, I didn't teach that to my students this morning.
No.
So
they have to watch. You have to watch too.
I told you to watch this. If you watch this, just say hi. Hey, Matt.
Say hello.
Oh, thank you so much for this. Okay, have you eaten? Present perfect question. Have you eaten? Do, did, does. We don't bring to the other side, but have, we do. Okay, so have you eaten? We switch that to you have eaten. Okay, is it okay if you tell me if you have eaten. Okay, so just again,
Right.
it's of course we would never do this.
Yeah.
Could you tell me if you've eaten? It's too polite. It's a very simple question, but this is just ways that we can.
Yeah, for example, and we can
this.
talk about more common situations with these. I'll try to think of some.
Well, I mean, like these ones maybe are more common. These ones are more common. But just quickly, can you speak English? Right? If you can speak English.
Yeah.
And does she watch? Okay, does she watch? Okay, again, does. Here we have ES. Okay, so we need to transfer that over here to ES. Could you tell me, are you able to tell me if she watches TV?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, good.
Question?
Or no, I think also I guess for students, like if I want to know if a student enjoyed the class, and I talked to her friend, could you tell me if your friend enjoyed the class?
Yeah. Could you tell me if your friend is coming?
Yeah.
Could you tell me? Yeah. So we want to be teacher to student. We want to be indirect. Could you tell me what you're doing this weekend?
Yeah. Because again, with friends, usually this side. But when you're doing, like if I'm at a hotel, the hotel might ask me, can you tell me if you're vegetarian?
Hotel, waiter, waitress,
business.
Business situation.
Right, things like that. So these are very useful for those situations where you're trying to be polite plus. Right?
Yes. Right. And again, if you can't see this too well, there's a little bit of glare here. Don't worry, I'll take a picture. I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, perfect.
Below. Okay. So maybe here, this question, like, how old are you? Right? If I ask Mark, how old are you? Again, Mark is a friend, so maybe
we're okay.
maybe no problem. He's not. I can't believe you asked me.
So rude. Like right ahead you.
Oh my God. Mark's running away. This question we probably want to be indirect. It would be more polite if we ask this question indirectly. Okay? So with a yes/no question, if, okay? With a open or WH question, okay? We just copy the question word. How old, how, what time, where, when. We just copy the question word. So, how old are you? Okay? A little bit rude question. Don't ask this question unless it's someone who's very close or you need this information.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know when you need to know how old someone is. Maybe
if it's
drinking, maybe you go to a bar.
Yeah.
Could you tell me how old you are? Something like that. But still.
Yeah, or if you're completing a list, like how old are you, when's your birthday?
Application form.
Any application form,
something like that.
We use it like that, right?
So how old are you is direct, okay? Could you tell me, again, any of these purple phrases is fine, right?
Yep.
Could you tell me how old you are? Okay, subject, verb. Could you tell me how old you are? Okay, again, red, green. That's kind of an easy way. I like colors. I'm kind of a color.
Very Christmassy, red, green.
And hello, 3 people watching.
Nice.
Question, ask a question. How do you spell that? Okay, how do you spell that? Very common question for my students, right?
Yeah.
I'm teaching that in my beginner class now. What's your name?
Yeah.
How do you spell that, right?
Yeah.
If we want to be more polite, okay, could you tell me how you spell that? Okay, how you spell that? Okay. Okay. Again, do we don't report or we don't bring to the other side. Okay. Do we don't bring. Could you tell me how do you spell that? No, we don't say that. Could you tell me how do you spell that? No, we don't do that. Okay. What did you eat? Okay. What did you eat? Again, not a very common question, but maybe I go to the doctor.
Yeah.
I have a stomach ache, right? And he asks me, "Could you tell me what you ate?"
Yeah.
Could you tell me what you ate? Okay.
Good.
So we're using the past verb. Okay. Because did. Right?
Yes.
Could you tell me what you ate? So we need to change the verb to past. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. What time does class start? Okay. Maybe it's your first day at a school, right? And you're trying to ask the receptionist, excuse me, could you tell me what time class starts? Okay.
Good.
Okay. What time does class start? We need to make sure this es goes to the verb. Okay, could you tell me what time class? Subject starts verb. Okay. Where has she gone? Could you tell me where she has gone and when can we go? can you tell me when we can go? Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Or even when someone, like if it's your first time in Singapore, you'd be like, could you tell me how to get to the Adelphi?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Asking
right?
for directions.
Asking
yeah.
for directions. That's a very common timer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Could
Asking
you tell
for
me?
directions. Could you tell me what time it is?
Yeah. Could you? Yeah. If
Could
you're,
you tell me what time the bank opens?
Yeah. Especially with strangers, this is very good. All right. That never hurts to be too polite with strangers. So. Yeah.
Yeah. With strangers,
Yeah.
you should be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always polite.
Yeah. However, I remember getting into a taxi like 12 years ago.
Oh, okay,
in
story
Singapore,
time.
first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, Uncle,
Yeah. Could you take me to?
I was wondering if you could take me to Orchard Road. And he was like, ah. And I was like, could you take me to Orchard Road? Ah. Okay.
So go where?
Orchard. Can. Okay, good. Just
Boom.
so taxi uncles, be careful.
Yeah.
Hawker center aunties. No offense, obviously, but I
Yeah.
think sometimes just the taxi driver is like,
Yeah.
let's
boom.
go.
Yeah. Well, they're.
You don't need to be polite.
Yeah. Singlish has this beautiful way of simplifying English to just its most important parts, which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
I really, really hated Singlish when I first came to
When you first came?
Singapore.
Yeah.
But then, I think I've talked about this before, but then
Yeah.
once I started learning Chinese, I was like,
Mm.
oh, it just
Yeah.
kind of want or not. If you said want or not in
Yeah.
Canada or
Yeah.
America, they'd be like,
Yeah.
what?
Want or not? What?
But yao yao in Chinese is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want or not? Yeah.
Do what?
Do what?
做什么, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's fine, like no problem. But in English,
Yeah.
whoa, remember
Say
when
what?
you're direct, you're being a
Yeah.
little bit rude.
Yeah,
With
very
friends,
direct.
friends, no problem. Friends, no
Yeah.
issue. But strangers, people we don't know,
Yeah.
professional
Or-
setting. Like
And that's why you're often doing this can and could. We even use it for other phrases like can you help me? Could you help me? Can you repeat that? Right, when you're talking to a teacher, right? Can you repeat that? Could you repeat that? Again, using those words we learn in intermediate, like not potential, possibility,
Yeah.
or
Modal
able
verbs or
to,
possibility.
can. Those things are a nice way to soften the language to make it more polite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll notice as you go up in English, beginner, elementary, pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate,
Yeah.
the sentences just kind of get longer.
Longer and longer.
So you're saying the same thing, you're just saying it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just one way that we can be more polite.
Yeah.
I'm not a very polite person, I think. So
Yeah. Oh.
maybe I need to use.
You need to
indirect
use these more?
questions more.
Yeah. I mean, I think, especially American English, we tend to stick to this side, except for, again, like I'd say strangers or meeting a professional that you've never met before.
Yeah.
Right? But anytime with like coworkers friends family members, usually we're sticking to this side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you do need to.
You do need to know it, and you'll see these in written language. You'll see these if you're listening to TV shows, right? These are phrases that will definitely come up. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Often.
Often, yeah, definitely come up
Often
often.
or often.
So I used to say often, but then I've changed it to often because I think it's easier for students to say. Do you say often?
I think I say both.
Yeah, so sometimes I use often, sometimes I use often, but I think I was confusing students, so I switched over to only often.
Often.
Yeah, often. I often go to the cinema. I often go to the cinema.
You do often go to the cinema.
I do, every week, almost.
But this Saturday you can't go. What'd you
Yeah.
watch last Saturday?
Last Saturday I also didn't go. I had a game night with some other friends.
Like a board game?
No, Nintendo. We have a cooking game where there's a video game where you pretend to be a cook, and you have to grab the ingredients, pick them up, put them, and then like you have vegetables. You chop the vegetables, you put the vegetables in a pot, and you make dishes in this video game. It's very fun because you have to work together.
Uh-huh.
Like Matt would be chopping vegetables, and
So
I
like-
would
I'm actually chopping, like using the remote control.
Your character, no, you just have a button, but your character, there's a button to chop. You don't have to go like this.
I see.
But your character, you push one button to move, grab, pick up, put down, and one button to chop. And you have to work together to make a dish. Yeah.
Why don't you just cook food?
We could actually cook food, but
Just cook real food.
I don't
like
know.
Make a pizza.
Yeah, we could actually just do it in real life, but that's what video games are for. Yeah.
Mark's a
Video games.
millennial.
Millennial. But there's fighting games as well, right? We could also just go boxing in real life, but often people will do fighting games or racing games. We have F1, right?
I guess, yeah, you could train for like 20 years.
You
and
could
become
train
an
for 20 years to do
driver.
F1, or you could play Mario Kart, right?
Well, yeah, okay. But
Right?
Mario Kart and cooking, like,
I can't cook, so I play the video game version of cooking.
why don't
Right?
you just...
There's no cleanup. You don't have to buy ingredients. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Right?
that's nice. But you don't get to eat anything.
That's true. That's why you make food beforehand and then you play the cooking game. You cook for real and then you cook for fun. It's okay, Matt. I'll have to bring it into the office sometime.
I do like video games. I'm not judging the video
Maybe.
games. I'm just...
Once Macy's back, we'll play the cooking game.
I'm curious as to...
It's very fun. In a big group, it's very fun. Because you can watch other people make mistakes and kind of the laughing at... Or the German word, Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, Schadenfreude. Yeah, right?
Schadenfreude? I don't know. I don't speak German.
Like we have a friend who she would forget to take like we were making soup. She forgot to take it off the burner, so it caught on fire.
So if anyone's joining,
Yeah.
if anyone's watching like right now,
You're like, what are you talking about?
Mark's talking about a video game where you cook.
A video game where you cook. This is called a tangent or digression, where you are on a certain topic like grammar, and then I start talking about video games
And cooking.
cooking,
Which is fine.
which is fine. Yeah.
That's how conversations go.
Yeah. So I think we had two. I think Khan was watching for a little bit, or
I don't know.
different people.
Nobody comments. Nobody says
No
hi.
comments. It's okay. Remember, if you watch this later, you can still comment, right?
Just like it,
Still
share
comment.
it, comment it,
Anything's okay.
say hello. Mark and I are nice.
Yeah.
We want
Usually.
help us help you.
Yeah.
What do you mean usually?
Usually nice, right?
Not always nice?
Usually, well, always
I mean,
I guess-
I'm always nice to students.
to students. Yeah. Always nice to students.
Am I? Maybe
Yeah.
not always.
Usually.
Sometimes I'm not nice to students. Depends.
Yeah.
I might be having a bad day, something like that.
Yeah. Well, you remember you called one student 40 years old? Remember my student from Thailand?
I called her 40 years old.
You called her 40. She's only 30, but he called her 40. Is that?
Was I joking? Or
You were joking. You were joking.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not nice.
That's not nice, right?
That's
Yeah.
not nice. But I was joking. But I
But she's
mean,
joking. Yeah. So
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean is, I'm nice when students ask me questions.
yes, we always will be happy to answer your questions. That's what we're
That's what.
we're going for.
In a very indirect way.
Yeah, that was.
We said that.
Or I taught another student rambling.
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 Now we are.
Now we are rambling. So, I guess it's time to call it a
Well, there's three people watching.
Well, now we're at three?
people. Three people.
last chance, third person. If
One
you
might
want,
be me. Say
yeah.
hi.
If you want to.
Hi, Matt.
yeah.
How are you? Why is your hair so crazy today?
It's like I don't own a comb.
I can be like,
Yeah.
that wasn't nice.
Yeah, that was nice, right?
And I'll be
That
like-
was rude. That was rude.
I need a haircut. Try it.
Yeah.
Type something. Try it right now. Type
Yeah.
something. I'll reply immediately.
Wow, so fast. For our advanced students, we're waiting with bated breath.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's okay. You can do post video. Just ask any questions you want, and we will try to get back to you. Otherwise, come to the F1 party on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yes.
I'll see some of our students. We'll see you tomorrow for class, and yeah, have a great
And if you're not a
great
student
week.
here,
Right? Oh yeah,
if you're not a student here, come to the party.
Yeah.
Come to the F1 party. There's an event, I think, so you can just go to our Facebook page.
You can still
Which
join.
you're on right
yeah.
now. And just click above United Language Center.
Sick.
And then
Click
you can-
going.
On the left, you can
Yeah.
click events, and then you'll
Yeah.
see 2018 F1 party.
Yeah, have some snacks, have a drink with us.
Click going
Yeah,
and come and bring something. Bring your friends.
yeah,
Bring a bag of chips. Bring a 6-pack of beer. Bring a orange juice.
yeah.
Bring whatever
Anything's okay.
you want.
Yeah. Could you tell me if you're coming to the party on Saturday?
See? Oh, last thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, that's a good question. A good point. A lot of my students, when I taught them this morning, they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, got it. It's kind of easy, right? We just switch the subject and the verb.
It's like,
boom.
right? Easy.
Bob's your uncle." But they asked me, "How do I learn how to use it?" Right? So using it is the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, sadly, the only way that you can learn how to use this is obviously you have to practice the rules, but then you have to use it.
To use
You
it.
have to try to use
We
it.
can give you examples, but you have to actually go talk to strangers or go like in a business setting and start using it.
Or just,
Yeah.
or tomorrow in class,
Yeah.
or at the F1 party,
Well, role playing is also great, right? If you want to.
or just
Yeah.
real life. Get it in real life. Just be
Yeah.
like, hey,
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
could you tell me what's your name? Or,
Yeah, good. You can even if you go to the F1 party, say be like, could you tell me where the bathroom is?
could you tell me what's your name?
Yeah.
That's
Could
not
you tell
bad.
me what your name is? Could
There
you tell
you
me
go.
your name?
Yes.
Right?
Could you tell me your name?
Could you tell me, where the bathroom is? Could you tell me where the beer is? Most important question, right?
Yeah, very important question.
Could you tell me, how to, where, anything like that? What time?
Yeah.
Use it
Could
or
you tell
lose
me
it.
what time it is?
Yeah, use it or lose it.
So that's your homework for everyone who's watching and got to the
Mm-hmm.
end.
Yep.
Use one indirect question today. Easy one.
Okay.
Could you tell me what time it is?
Right.
Which we don't have to ask anymore
Right.
because everybody has a watch.
Everybody
or
has a cell phone.
or something like
Yeah.
that. So a little bit sad, right?
Yeah. It's a little sad, but
Well, like we don't really talk to people anymore
we're always texting.
on our phones.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe last thing,
Millennials.
I guess now it's lunchtime. If anyone's actually watching, you could actually tell me. Could you tell me what you had for lunch? Could you?
Tell me what you ate
Ate for lunch. Yeah. Could
or
you tell-
had
Yeah.
for lunch.
Yeah. Food is special. Had or ate.
Yep.
So, yeah. Could you tell me what you ate?
So that's it. So I'll see you all, everybody who is watching.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you on Saturday, 6 p.m. United Language Center party F1
Yes.
Singapore. Well, why are we doing that?
I don't know. I'm just like, party.
Otherwise, have an awesome weekend and see you next week.
Yep.
Anybody, again, last thing.
Oh,
Last thing.
One more.
Help us. We don't know what to teach. I mean, we do know what to teach, but if you help us, tell us what you want to learn, we'll do it. I will do it. I'm
Yeah.
your
Yeah. Teacher.
teacher. Okay.
English resource.
I'm your English resource guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ask me. Help me.
Yeah.
Help you.
Yes. And on that note,
Bye-bye.
we'll see you next time.
See you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, or tomorrow.
Maybe.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.